Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL, opposite from the norm, back with another one. I know it's been a minute, but Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully, y'all being safe out there. Don't forget, we still going through the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. So y'all make sure y'all be safe, keep the mask on, and sanitize your hands. At least put on the mask if you out here sniffing and coughing and all of that stuff, and wash your damn hands. But before I get started, make sure y'all subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right. So my partner HD sent me this story. Very, very sad, man. Brooklyn teen accused of 4 gang-related killings went from school kid to suspected spree killer. This is from the New York Daily News.com. So something went badly wrong in the life of 17-year-old Aquan Warlick of Brooklyn, a baby-faced high schooler who showed promise playing football and basketball, and who, according to cops, threw it away by picking up a gun and leading a gangster life. Warlick, who lived with his mother at the Ingrossell houses in Fort Greene, is accused of involvement in 4 homicides during pandemic-ravaged 2020. He's charged in the death of a 20-year-old woman from Virginia gunned down at a Sweet 16 party in Brooklyn and was shooting dead an 18-year-old college student that Warlick suspected was in a rival gang. He's also accused in separate fatal shootings of a gangbanger and a man gunned down at Warlick's housing complex. Insane cowboy is how a law enforcement source described Warlick. How he became an accused adolescent killer 4 times over isn't clear to investigators, but Warlick has offered at least one clue. A lot of shit broke my heart and it made me violent, he posted on Snapchat. It didn't take him long to move from student to novice gangbanger to accuse multiple slayer facing adulthood in prison. In 2018, Warlick attended Abraham Lincoln High School in Coney Island, a school that has produced several NBA players and was on football and basketball teams and community leagues, according to photos posted on social media. He was also reputedly a ladies' man. This is the young lady that lost her life, unfortunately, God rest her soul. Nice looking young sister, 20 years old. As the virus lockdown got underway in March 2020, Warlick pivoted from schoolwork and athletics to a gang dubbed Fort Greene N-word only, prosecutors said. The teen slashed the hand of a person he believed was a member of the rival Folk Nation gang 1 block from Brooklyn's Barclays Center, says court papers. It was the start of a vicious crime spree during which Warlick allegedly participated in 4 fatal shootings over a 3-month period, prosecutors say. Warlick soon was part of a 200-member super gang formed out of 3 Brooklyn crews, Young and Wild and Hustling, Pistol Picking, and Fort Greene Ends, only which was based on Warlick's home turf. All right. The super gang joined forces to dominate East New York, Brownsville, and Fort Greene. They called themselves YPF and hoped by working together they'd control more turf and have greater access to weapons, said Brooklyn DA Eric Gonzalez. Warlick's first alleged killing came on August 20, 2020, after a fist fight outside of McDonald's in Fort Greene, said cops. And this is the young brother right here. Young brother, man, 17. Warlick and a rival 23-year-old Rocky World gang member, Kendall Hamilton, both drew guns outside the fast food restaurant. Warlick got the better in the gunfight, shooting Hamilton in the shoulder and back of the head, prosecutors said. It don't make no damn sense what's going on, killing each other off, said the dead man's mother, Leslie Hamilton, forensic psychiatrist in the Brooklyn's court. Warlick was charged with criminal possession of a weapon, not murder, in what seemed a case of self-defense. After that incident, Warlick became more methodological in his violence, investigators say. He is accused of helping plan the murder of 23-year-old Wayne LaFontaine, aka Sleepy, a charismatic Fort Greene resident known as Mixie, meaning he associated with people on both sides of gangs who beef. 2 sources familiar with the case said. Sleepy on the first RN, Warlick texted in a group chat to other YPF members on September 12, 2020. A message meant to advise YPF members of LaFontaine's location. When the shooting didn't immediately happen, prosecutor said Warlick texted, "Bro, I'm about to come out. You don't know what you're doing or something." I don't know. I mean, try to read it again, "Bro, I'm about to come at you niggas. Don't know what you're doing or something." Man. Police officers escorted a handcuffed suspect into a police station during a gang takedown operation in Brooklyn on Tuesday, January 4, 2022. Warlick continually updated the group chat about LaFontaine's whereabouts at the Ingersoll houses until Zaquan Thompson, another YPF member, shot LaFontaine dead, prosecutor said. The killing boasted Warlick's status in the gang world, said a law enforcement source. "You see the evolution," said the source. "The first one, the McDonald's one, it's a crime of opportunity. Now this is how he's going to make his bones. It gets more and more elaborate." But after the cold-blooded murder of LaFontaine, Warlick played remorseful on social media. "Damn sleep," Warlick posted, along with 3 broken heart emojis, tagging LaFontaine's Facebook profile. Warlick continually updated the group chat about LaFontaine's whereabouts at 330 Hudson Walk at the Ingersoll houses until Zaquan Thompson, another YPF gang member, shot LaFontaine to death on September 12, 2020. Weeks later, LaFontaine joined his friend Nakai Addison as they targeted a rival gang member they called M, according to texts between the two. On the early evening of October 28th, the dude took the train into rival gang territory and found M along with a friend, Sherrod McCoy, 18, at Raylan Light Deli on New Lots Ave and Alabama Ave in New Lots. Addison began to brawl with M in the deli, while Warlick, wearing an Arizona Diamondbacks hat, pulled a gun from his waistband, surveillance video shows. He chased McCoy out of the bodega and fired 2 shots at him. Then he unloaded a few more bullets as McCoy ran down the block, stumbled, and fell into a fence. Thinking he rubbed out a gang rival, Warlick boasted about gunning down McCoy. "Just violated some Rocky World ends," Warlick texted the group chat that night of the McCoy killing, referencing the rival Rocky World crew. He sent a link to the Citizen app with the headline, "Man critically injured in shooting." But McCoy was not a gang member, according to authorities. He was an 18-year-old college student, a freshman, a young man who enjoyed playing basketball and had ambitions of being a New York City school teacher, Gonzalez said. Nakai Addison left and Aquan Warlick. The two are charged with the murder of Sherrod McCoy. The shootings and gang life may have started to weigh on Warlick, who had stopped attending virtual classes. Low-key missed laughing and getting in trouble at school, he posted on social media November 21st. Another senseless slaying was to come. Dejana Long, 20, was visiting New York from Virginia to attend a Sweet 16 party, prosecutor said. Warlick planned to terrorize the November 22, 2020 event, believing rival gang members would be at the party. He texted a flyer promoting the party and gave the address to fellow gang members. "Have everybody in tears," Warlick wrote, adding, "ruin it." Warlick and his friends shot up the block at the party's first location in East New York, says an indictment aimed at taking down the YPF super gang. After the shooting, the party moved to a building on Albany Ave in Crown Heights, prosecutors say. Quan Warlick was accused of fatally shooting college student Sherrod McCoy, who was killed outside of Brooklyn Deli. Warlick, an associate identified as George Richard Jr., and 2 other people then went to the Albany Avenue building, the indictment says. Richard and another male took the stairs to the 3rd floor, where Richard sprayed shots into a crowd, killing Long and wounding 5 others between 14 and 19 years old, prosecutors allege. Dramatic building surveillance video shows a young male in a black hoodie and a face mask who prosecutors allege is Warlick walk into the lobby as the 2 gunmen stroll up the stairs, then pull a gun and fire at a small group of people standing there, video shows. The gunman then struggles with a youth who runs out of the elevator before shooting him, the video shows. The youth survived multiple gunshots, authorities said. Richard and Warlick were charged with Long's murder. Warlick, currently at Crossroads Juvenile Center in Brooklyn, is due back in court February 10th. at a news conference January 4th announcing the indictment of Warlick and 16 other accused gangsters. Mayor Adams said serious charges against young people are the city's fault. We're going to stop children from picking up a gun because once they pick up a gun, we failed them already, Adams said. And you know what? This story, as you see, they're breaking down all the murders that this young man was involved in. And the saddest part about it, man, it's like, all right, when you know about these certain things, you gotta realize this. They've always had gangs in New York. It's not something new, you know what I mean? It didn't start with LA and Chicago, you know what I'm saying? These gangs were always in these different places. And the way gangs actually did start out was, you know, communities sticking together. And then we got to realize something. When everybody was migrating here, besides, you know, black people being brought here, you know what I'm saying, and slave ships, or the black people that did migrate from Africa and, you know, different island places and stuff like that. You know, it was about sticking together, protecting your community because of the racial tension and divide, you know, from the Europeans that was here first, or, you know, come here, stole the Indians' land and all that. So it started that way, you know what I'm saying, overall. I know, you know, different things start for different reasons, but overall, that's what happened where gangs was, you know, community blocks and stuff like that, and people coming together to protect each other and looking out for each other. You can see that with Italian gangs, Irish gangs, black gangs, whatever, and so forth, Asian gangs, you know what I'm saying, the triads and stuff like that. That's what it was about. But the sad thing is, as we progress now and where we're at now, and we see so much of it, and it just senseless killing, you know what I'm saying, it goes from, you know, throwing hands, catching the fade, to, you know, cutting, stabbings, and then to shootings, because over in the UK, the gangs over there do more stabbings versus shootings, you know what I'm saying? They don't really play that over there in the UK, you know what I'm saying, for his guns and stuff like that. But here, we see so many young brothers killing each other than with the music. Like when they say, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm sorry, but just being realistic, when Jim Jones says being a rapper is the hardest thing, no, it's not. Because what does a rapper entail? What is the details of what a rapper does? You record songs, you go to the studio, you record songs, you work with a producer, you work with an engineer, you try to promote the songs, try to go do shows, you try to, you know what I'm saying, do interviews, things of that nature, try to sell your album, try to make money. That's basically what an artist does. That's what a rapper does. So to say it's the most dangerous thing is not necessarily true, because we all know what Jim Jones promoted as Dipset got bigger, you know what I'm saying? He was part of a gang. We see that, you know what I'm saying? So we see a lot of young brothers that's getting killed. The sad thing is, a lot of these brothers nowadays are really in the streets more. And rappers back then, you had rappers that was in the streets, but they was trying to really get away from it. We seen it as a means of a way out, just like, you know, probably playing basketball or being an entertainer or something like that. That's what it was about. But now everybody's getting into it so much. And the sad thing is, people are making it just about the street life. And this is another thing I want to say. I keep saying this until, you know what I'm saying, y'all get annoyed and tell me shut up. These are rappers. This is not hip hop. Hip hop was about preservation of life. As corny as it may sound, back in the days when hip hop first started out, instead of you know, fighting somebody, you know, they would break dance. They would, you know, have ciphers and freestyle battles and, you know, keep it on wax. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? But then when gangster rap really got prevalent in hip hop, you know, hardcore hip hop and gangster rap, whether you say go back to Schoolie D or Ice-T or NWA, Death Row, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? When the hardcore hip hop element became more about gangs and street shit, it's like it started to sway. So when record labels seen that they were selling records, they started pushing for that more and more, and you pulling dudes out the streets more. You know what I'm saying? So it was a culture shock to see what gangster rap was talking about versus hip hop and positive messages and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So the sad thing is now young brothers being in gangs and then posting everything. Street dudes did not used to do that. When cameras came around, dudes, like if you was in the hood and you brought a camera around, you might got beat up. They didn't play that. They did not play that. When news cameras and things came around, they got missing. Nowadays, everybody just posts everything online and then try to say, oh, well, you can't look down on the young dudes. If y'all would have had camera phones back then, y'all would have did it. No, we wouldn't have. We had cameras back then, dudes didn't play that. If you was at a club, you took pictures, that's one thing. But you wasn't just out here in the streets taking pictures, and these are things you kept private. So nowadays, everybody want to do it for clout. They're not doing it to get paid. Like, you see he got a stack of money right here. And what he was doing wasn't about money. It was about, you know what I'm saying, clout. And oh, look at me, I'm a gangster. And cats keep forgetting, man. Once you get locked up, it's a different story. And Jits got to realize this. You on the streets and being a bad mamma jamma, but when the police come, you scared. And then when you get locked up, you getting told what to do all the time. You feel what I'm saying? And then think about the cavity search and all of this stuff going in your rectum when you locked up. Why would you want that type of life? So even though we got videos where we talk about women, we got videos and stuff where we talking about these young brothers right here and trying to make change. And as I've always said, God bless me to be able to work with at-risk youth for years. And that's still what's most important to me. And that's what we got to do, is try our best to be grabbing these young guys when they becoming preteens, you know what I'm saying, around 11, 12, grabbing them up and giving them things to do and keeping them out of these situations, working with the parents. And that's why we have to make sure as young men that we being careful about just spreading our seed everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Work on your life and trying to have something in your life before you just run here messing with females like that. And for the guys who are sexually active, make sure you are using protection. And for the young ladies, make sure that he's using protection. And make sure if you got to use birth control, the only thing I don't like is the fact that you have to be careful, because you got birth controls that are giving women, you know, cancer, God forbid, you know what I'm saying, sadly. So you have to be careful. And I'm not going to lie to you. At a young age, especially if you're not trying to get married, abstinence is the best thing. It's the best way. Not really even trying to be out here having sex, because once you have sex, you open yourself up to more risk of diseases and having children. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about AIDS, HIV. That is still out here. Syphilis and all of that stuff is still out here. The claps, whatever you want to call it, that stuff is still out here. So when you're having sex, that, God forbid, opens you up to more of those risks. You know what I'm saying? So we still have to make sure we're talking to our young people, you know what I'm saying, male and female. You know, the brothers, we got to talk to our young brothers. For us that, you know, grew up, how we grew up and made the mistakes we made, or bad decisions and bad choices that we made, we have to talk to our young brothers, and vice versa for the ladies. Y'all got to talk to our young sisters. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get more back into being communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not so much about just having relationships, being with women and being with men. Like, especially where we going now, the trajectory that we're going in, and the down spiral, the rabbit holes that we keep getting into. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's a pandemic going on, and we got to watch out for each other now. And you mean to tell me we worried about flossing and killing and thugging? And it's like, dog, we got to be worried about taking care of our communities. And the sad thing is, with our black people, we can just try to do what we can individually, and the groups and the people that we network. But I'm just praying it doesn't have to be something that's even worse than a pandemic for us to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So much love and respect to everybody. Rest in peace to those young people that lost their life. And I just pray for these young brothers. And also, you know what I'm saying, it's just time for us to get out there and really work with our youth to try to deter them from this lifestyle. All right? This your boy JTL, opposite from the norm. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know, we'll definitely be back with more. God bless y'all out there in this new year. Bless y'all with success, prosperity, good health. Health is wealth. Do your best as you can. And love your loved ones. All right? Peace.